Breaking news, a massive Category 4 hurricane is heading straight for the East Coast. And if Hurricane Florence stays that strong, it'll be the most powerful hurricane to hit the Carolinas in nearly 30 years.
Obviously, all eyes are on Florence right now. And you look at the satellite presentation, and this is just that classic looking hurricane, very well defined eye. Hurricane Hunter has been in the system over the past, say, hour to 90 minutes. And that's why we're just now getting this information that no, this is not a Category 3. This is actually a Category 4.
Hurricane Florence is making landfall after thrashing the Carolinas all night long with devastating flooding and damaging winds. Forecasters are warning that Florence's storm surge is life-threatening and will be even worse at high tide later this morning.
The center of Florence is near Wilmington, North Carolina, with maximum sustained winds of 90 miles an hour. That makes it a Category.
We are cut off from Wilmington here in the southeast part of the state. As you mentioned, this is US 17. I'm going to move so that my cameraman can just show you this flooded highway that basically connects cities like Bolivia, Southport, Oak Island, to Wilmington to the north. There are basically 4 roads that lead to Wilmington from here. All of them, Hallie, look like this.
As far as the East Coast is concerned, biggest since 1989. In your view, how dangerous is this storm?
Well, it is very, very dangerous. It's life-threatening.
It just paints a picture of how complicated the recovery is going to be in the coming days.
Of course, like every good Tennessean, a lot of us volunteered to go over there and assist with the Hurricane Florence disaster relief. On our way over North Carolina, it was interesting to see the damage that one storm could cause. Communities like ours completely flooded out, washed away. It was a remarkable scene. We were first sent to Raleigh, to the FEMA headquarters, where we were to get our assignments on where the disaster relief efforts were taking place. Like I said, the journey to that was something I would never forget. It was just, words really couldn't put into perspective what we saw. Upon arrival in Raleigh, of course, between the National Guard and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, all the briefings, they finally briefed our task commanders into where we were going. Our first stop was going to be Elizabethtown, which was on the coast of North Carolina, close to Wilmington. There, they divided the Tennessee Strike Forces into 2 different teams, and we were assigned to Laurinburg. Our journey to Laurinburg was interesting as well. The city had been completely cut off by floodwaters, and the South Carolina Fire Marshal's office told us, basically, you know, we're going to try our best to get you in there, but there's no guarantee we can get you out of that town. And of course, being there to help, we told them, you know, we don't care. You know, as long as you can get us there to do our job and help, you know, we're here to do what we need to do. And so they found us a way into the town. Of course, floodwaters continued to rise, so from my understanding, we were cut off for a couple of days. The National Guard was flying in supplies. We would help distribute those to the community that had been affected. And of course, there was hardly any power in much of the region. While we were there, we were also running emergency calls for the Laurinburg City Fire Department. They had really worked worked hard when Florence first hit. I believe one of the lieutenants told me it was over 300 emergency calls they answered within a 24-hour period. So we were there to give them a break. We were answering all sorts of calls, as well as distributing food to those who didn't have any. And water, clean water, was one of the biggest issues over there. As well as we found their station. One of their stations in Laurinburg had been completely flooded out. The station was located close to a creek, and so we went in there and cleaned their station up, helped them out a little bit, get them back on their feet, which was an honor to do. We made a little bit of a difference. The trip in general is something I'll never forget. It was an honor to be able to go over there to meet the nice people over there in Laurinburg, and meet all the great guys. It was an honor to be able to band together with fellow Tennesseans and go in there and do what we were supposed to do.